last year before the season. How long have you been playing it? Did you cross-train before that? And what's your background in the position?
Yeah, my first 2 years was all center. So 2 years straight, and then I moved over to guard for my junior year. Played 13 games there, and then last year played 13 games at center. So honestly, majority center work.
We'll go Pete, second row on your left, and then Zach.
Pat, I guess, what did you like about playing the center position, and then what was it that intrigued you about coming to Indiana?
I'll start with the position first. I honestly, it's just that the center of the offense and that command that you have for your guys and the trust that you build between your guys and the guys to the right of you, the guys to the left of you, and then you're right there in the middle. So, I've always thought of myself as a good communicator, and that leads to the football field. So, it's obviously you're always learning. No one's perfect, and I've really taken strides to, become the best version of myself, and that's helping the guys next to me because that's the job of the center. And then just IU in general. I mean, just an unbelievable opportunity. Obviously, I saw the year that those guys had last year, and the momentum in this program right now is remarkable, and I couldn't wait to be a part of it. And I knew the center spot was opening. I knew Katie was leaving. So, and then when I got to talking with the coaches, I loved everyone. And what really did it for me was the guys in the locker room. Like, can't say enough high things about them. I mean, it's just a great group of guys in there, and it's a great bond we're building for sure.
We'll go on your left to Zach, and then to Jared.
I guess for a center in particular, what are kind of the most important aspects of the relationship you build with Coach Bostad? What he expects from you, what he needs you to communicate. Obviously, you've kind of gone through that process before, but knowing you need to do it kind of in a compressed space of time here, but having the experience, just what are the kind of the keys for both of you in terms of your comfort with what he needs from you?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've built a great relationship, and we're still building. So it's really been a positive experience all around. And he expects a lot from his centers, and it's been great to learn new things under him because he has just an amazing resume, and he's really taken what he's learned from the NFL and implemented it here. So it's really been a really positive experience. And whether it be safety rotations or what the linebackers are doing or how they're bossing over, or how they're shifting with the pre-snap motions, like all that is a part of the center's job, and then you got to go block the D lineman. So it's a lot on your plate, but at the same time he does a remarkable job of zeroing in on the specifics and helping us out. And he knows I'm a veteran guy, so he knows I know my stuff, but learning from him has really been a positive experience so far.
Second row left to Jared, then Todd.
You mentioned all the responsibilities that Coach Bostad has at center. Was it kind of different coming in as a new guy, but then also having to be a leader on that line?
Yeah, I think so, and I think I'm still growing into that role, right? It's a new locker room for me, and I've accepted that challenge of meeting new people and meeting new friends and learning people's names and stuff. And obviously coming in, I think I came in week 4 of their off season, and that was a bit of a challenge because they were already rolling, and then I jump in. So, but overall, it's been really positive. And obviously, as a center, there's a big responsibility that I have to be a leader of that offense and a leader of that offensive line. And it was a great challenge, and it will be a great challenge up until week 1. And I'm excited for it and looking forward to just keep on building with these guys.
First row left to Todd.
Yeah.
And then Seth.
And along those same lines, I mean, what has been your approach with your new teammates and trying to establish your own leadership on the line? And maybe what have you learned from some of your past teammates who are older than you to establish that kind of rapport with your guys?
Yeah, I think it all comes natural, right? No matter where you are, what program you're in, if you're playing high-level football, you're all cut from the same cloth. And I think that's what you see or what I saw in my transition here was these guys, it's all the same great dudes, extremely hard workers, positive energy, love to come to work every day, just great teammates. But then you get outside the facility and they're just awesome dudes to hang around with. So building that and hanging out with them inside the facility, outside the facility, it's been great. And like I said, I kind of learned that if you're playing big time football, you're cut from the same cloth, and it's really a natural process, and it's gonna keep building all the way up until the season starts.
Seth, front row left, then Daniel.
Yeah, Pat, obviously, with Notre Dame, you played against Indiana in the playoff last year. Just what was that experience like for you going up against Indiana and that defensive line, and how much insight did that give you to the program?
Well, I'll say they were really good, and Coach Haynes runs a remarkable defense, and game planning for them was a huge challenge. And I think they were the number one rush defense in the country when we played them. So it was great. And then it's funny being here now. Like, people always throw jabs or jokes or something, but I saw CJ in the hallway yesterday, and that was kind of my matchup the whole game because he played interior. And no, it's been great though. It's been cool. And game planning for them it's kind of unique because now I know a little bit about them coming into spring ball. So it's been great.
Go on your right to Daniel, and then Joe.
On that note, kind of as well, you kind of saw that success last year afar. When you're in the program up close, what has made it so successful in your eyes, sir?
I think, like I said in a previous question, it's the guys in the locker room. And from my experience, the greatest teams are always led by the players. There's great coaches, but the greatest teams are always led by the players and the leadership in the locker room. And I see that here. I really do. And it starts with guys like Fish and Mikhail and Carter Smith and Bray, and then you add in me and Fernando. It's just this, and there's a plethora of others, and it's just this compilement of dudes that just want to make each other better and are really in it for one goal, and that's to be the best version of themselves, and that'll lead to being the best team on the field on Saturdays.
We'll go Joe, second row on your left, and then
You snapped to Ryan Leonard last year, snapped to Fernando this year. Kind of, what are the differences you see in those quarterbacks, and how's Fernando kind of stood out to you?
It's been a really great transition. He was like the first guy I met when I took my official visit here, and he came to all the lunches with us. He was blowing on my phone, and is he sitting over there? No, he's been great though. I honestly see a ton of similarities between the team. I just see like gamers, I think that's a great compliment you can give someone, and it's just they're gamers. They know how to get the job done no matter the circumstances, and can't wait to keep on growing our relationship and just keep playing ball with them.
Zach, front row right, and then Josh.
What from your experience last season in the college football playoff with Notre Dame can you bring over to this program to help Indiana get to that next level?
I think the greatest thing I learned is just the virtue of gratitude and just being in the moment and really taking everything you have in stride and never looking too forward, never looking in the past. And just that virtue of gratitude will lead to success on the field, because I really think that, like I said, the locker room is the most important piece. And when you have a group of individuals all focused on one goal and all grateful for the opportunity to play on Saturdays and grateful for each other and, grateful to just strap it up, it makes an impact. And that's probably the biggest thing I learned.
Josh, wrap us up.
Pat, you played 2 months ago you're back in spring ball. How do you stay fresh and stay the course and stay healthy?
Yeah, obviously it's a challenge, and it's a unique challenge with the new landscape of college football, but it's a challenge I've happily accepted, right? Like, I get to play football. I don't have to play football. Like, I always tell myself, like, I get to go do these things, like I get to wake up this morning. I get to practice with my friends and my fellas, like, and that's kind of the virtue of gratitude thing. Like I kind of just talked about and learned to appreciate. And obviously there's some tangible things. Like, I got to take care of my body. I got to eat really great, and, just getting older and playing with all the reps I got, it's unique landscape of college football, but it's a challenge I accepted, and it's a challenge many guys across the country have to face too. So it's game on now.
Great. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate
Thank you guys.
Thanks.